Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2 Goddess of Destiny. We're here under the water looking for an undersea volcano, and we're listening to a reprise of the theme from Kai's Body, which is probably my favorite musical track that I've heard in this game so far. It's a very calming piece that was very appropriate to that location and to this one as well. It's a good sort of peaceful underwater theme. But there's nothing peaceful about a volcano. So, ooh, look at that. Alright, here we have the undersea volcano. So before I head in this direction, which appears to be the location of the dungeon we're looking for, I'm going to head over here and explore the other side of the submarine region here, where I see an exclamation on the point, which I am guessing is going to be our new mermaid friend. Before we talk to her, let's excavate this chest and see what's inside. We have a foam tiara, which is probably a gift for this particular muse. And we have another excavation site over here. Let's see what this one contains. Where is it? Alright, here it is. And alright, that's 2 in a row that I managed to get without accidentally opening the menu. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one because I haven't been able to do that successfully in the past. Just a mere potion from this one. And now let's go ahead and talk to this muse. Assuming that that is indeed what this event is, I guess I should not assume that. What business have you with me? I can't see anyone. Is there anyone here? And more importantly, where are Natsmer and Virtue? Whoa, 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 okay. This appears to be the dragon god, actually, and not the mermaid I was looking for at all. Are you the dragon god of legend by any chance? Dragon god? Well, I guess there are those who call me that. So humble. The legend of the dragon god is true. Yeah, we should let everyone know right away. Wait. I wish to sleep in peace. Please don't speak of me to anyone above the sea. In return, I shall grant one wish unto you. Ooh, okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Come fight? Come fight? This is like an optional boss encounter? We could also ask for money or items, but I can't really see myself passing up the opportunity to fight an optional boss if it's going to hit me in the face like this. Testing your might with a battle against me. Very well. You will feel the full force of my power as I will not be holding back. I would not ask for anything less. Let's see how I'm able to fare against the dragon god here. Wow, this was really an unexpected encounter. I was expecting just to be recruiting a muse here, and instead I get thrown into this fight against the dragon god. Look at this guy with his limbs draping along below him like that. Alright, anyway, gonna use my best possible attacks against this guy. I guess that would be the rocket punch in this case, and a green dragon blade here. Going to try to succeed in this encounter, but given how deadly bosses have been for me in recent history, I don't expect to have much of a chance. And yeah, looks like I did not manage to deal a single point of damage in that round, and he managed to take out Elodie in one hit. So I'm just going to be biding my time and doing nothing for the remainder of this fight because it looks like I have no chance whatsoever to win this battle. It was probably a little bit arrogant of me to assume that I would be able to deal in battle with the proclaimed dragon god, but the option was there. I wasn't going to pass it up. And that's everyone. 4 rounds, 4 characters down, and we are defeated. Hopefully I'm not forced into doing this encounter again because I don't think that the result is going to be any different next time. Okay, so I'm here in Valhalla talking to Odin, which means that if I choose to fight the encounter again, it's just going to put me right back into that battle. So I guess I'm actually going to reload my save and see what happens if I ask for an item instead. Okay, let's try this again, and this time let's be careful what we wish for. Okay, so we have one wish from the dragon god, and this time, rather than arrogantly assuming that I'm able to fight him, let's go ahead and take an item. Now, it's possible that I should just leave him alone and come back here when I'm a little bit more powerful and I have a chance of actually defeating him, but let's see what the item is instead. Let's see what he gives us. An air bash. Okay, I don't actually know offhand what an air bash is, but let's let this guy sleep in peace, this very existent dragon god. Leave him alone. I do hope we run into that mermaid muse sooner or later. I'm really surprised that that wasn't her there. Okay, in any case, let's go ahead and check out that air dash that I just obtained. Oh yes, we found this sidelong glance recently as well, but I'm not planning on using that. The air bash, sky-flying magic shoes that can raise abilities. Alright, well they're only worth 1 defense or 2 for a mech, so that's not very powerful. But what does it mean by raise abilities, I wonder? Can we see if we try to equip it? Oh, wow, okay. So the effect of an air bash is increasing strength, spirit, and agility. And since there aren't a lot of items that raise spirit, I wonder if this would be a good item for Elodie here. I just have to be very careful where I put it, because I don't want her defense to lower. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is, I'm really hesitant to replace the sleep tome with it, since I do like the effect of that sleep tome. So let's go ahead and, for the time being, give it to one of our other characters. Natsumer already has shoes on, so I doubt she'll be able to equip them. But Zenith can, so let's replace this potion I've given to Zenith with the Air Bash, which will raise all of his stats, including defense, since I'm not replacing a defensive item with it. And now, let's carry on in the direction of that Submarine Volcano. Assuming that there's nothing else around, I guess I can take a look at the map, and I don't see any icons, but I don't think I've been all the way to the northeast here. Let's see if there's anything around before I head along my way. Doesn't look like there's anything up here. I see the icon for the exit, which is the way we came in, right up there to the north of us now. So yeah, just going to be wrapping around then, but not before fighting this slime monster. What is it? Just a couple of big eyeballs, nothing to see here. Okay, I fought a couple of encounters here, yielding max HP increases for both Elodie and Natsumer, and I now find myself at the base of the volcano, confronted with some magma here. So I'm gonna see what happens when I cross it. Yep, okay, so each step I take in lava is going to deal 1 point of damage to each of my characters. And this is exactly how it worked in the original game, but it was a little bit more discreet because you were walking one tile at a time. Each tile you crossed dealt 1 point of damage. It's a little bit harder to predict in this case, where movement's a little bit free when exactly the damage is going to take place. Fortunately, 1 damage is really not all that much, so it's not something we're going to have to worry too much about, and just sort of carry along about our way, healing at our normal pace, but something to be aware of. Now we are going to have to cross the lava a little bit in order to get into the volcano proper, but here we are, inside the Submarine Volcano. First floor, and as you can see, lava is everywhere here, so we're going to be constantly taking damage, which is unfortunately accompanied by a bit of an obnoxious noise there, but at least that way we're never going to forget that we're actually taking that damage. So what's inside this first chest? Ah, an ambush. I wonder if I should have tried detrapping it. I wonder if detrapping even applies to these sort of trap encounters. Probably not, actually. Alright, so what have we got here? We have a Spiegel and a Thunderbird. Okay, so let's try Blizzard out on the Thunderbird here. Going to be using a punch. I switched from the triple lunge to the punch on Zenith because I really want to get those down as low as I can. Sticking to the Derringer for Natsumer though, because her other 2 weapons are so valuable to me right now. And of course, Virtue has no danger of ever running out of Green Dragon Blades, so he's perfectly fine using those. Okay, so these enemies are pretty powerful. That howitzer was able to take Elodie down in 1 hit. I don't think she had sustained a significant amount of damage prior to this fight, mostly just hits here and there from lava. And same for Zenith. Okay, so I may be in over my head here. It's quite possible that I should not be delving into this dungeon just yet. So I think after this battle, I'm going to be retreating and deciding what to do from there, because it looks like it's not safe for me to proceed at this rate. I'm going to have to be doing a little bit of grinding, perhaps, or maybe just adopting a different order, doing another one of the dungeons here on this world before I proceed any further into this one. Oh, I'm actually annihilated here, so for the second time this episode, it looks like I'm going to be paying a little bit of a visit to Odin here. I am actually going to retry this battle though, because I think I should be able to handle it, or at the very least run away. So let's play things a little bit smarter. I wonder if I'm capable of putting this Spiegel to sleep. If I am, that's going to make things easier for me. I'll go ahead and use the rocket punch from Natsumer here. And let's see if things go any better this time. Yeah, even that Thunderbird able to take out my characters in 1 hit. Yeah, maybe I don't actually stand a very good chance of being able to beat this. Let's see how this sleep tome goes over. Yes, of course, the Spiegel is immune to the sleep tome. Why not? Alright, oh, and I can't run away. These guys came from a chest, I forgot. I can't believe I overlooked that. But yeah, at least knowing that they come from a chest, I, now have a better understanding that these guys are not necessarily representative of the types of enemies I'm going to be fighting in this dungeon. They very likely come from a dungeon on the next world of the game, so perhaps I was a bit premature in my decision to retreat for now. But let's see, for the time being, if I'm able to actually handle this group of enemies. It'd be rather unfortunate if I were to die again like I did there. Okay, well, before I give up, let's at least try this one more time. Hello, Odin. Yes, yes. I have the courage and the humility to continue with this charade. Okay, so, from Elodie, I know that I can't put to sleep the Spiegel, and I also know that Virtue can take out the Thunderbird in one hit, so let's use a Blizzard on the Spiegel. Zenith can switch to the Triple Lunge, Rocket Punch from Natsmer, and we'll have Virtue go after the Thunderbird. And that Thunder should be enough to take out Natsmer, it has been in the past. If that ever targeted Virtue, Virtue would probably actually be able to endure that Thunder, but that's not how it's gone yet. Oh man, I should really be remembering to use my my combo attacks, my links in this battle. Maybe that's going to be the strategy that ultimately gets me through this. It's clear from the fact that I've forgotten that it's been a little while since I've played this game. I've kind of forgotten the nuances a little bit, but alright, next time I'm using threads. Running it back, this time with my finger on the X button. Alright, so there's our first combo. Hopefully I get another one. Does not look like it, but that was a lot more damage than I'm accustomed to dealing. Ooh, and the Spiegel even went after Virtue. That's good for me. Alright, hitting the X button yet again for another combo attack. Thunderbird goes down, and Elodie uses Blizzaga right here on the Spiegel, dealing 300 damage, enough to take it out. Okay, so Zenith didn't survive the fight, but at least remembering the power of friendship, I was able to get through there. And of course, Repsira is happy with me, given that the amount of damage I took. She, being the masochistic sort, rewards me for that sort of thing. I guess that would make her sadistic, since, you know, I'm the one taking the damage, not her. But in any case, let's go ahead and use some cure spells from Elodie to bring everyone back up to maximum. And let's take things a little bit safer from here on out with regards to chests. Alright, well, I guess since this lizard guy is so eager to meet me, I'll go ahead and see what he is. We have a chameleon, a ghoul, and a live oak. Okay, so 3 different types of enemies. I'll have Elodie target all of them and spread the other 3 guys out. And, oops, almost went the rocket punch there, but I'm trying to conserve that using the Derringer instead with Natsmer. And let's see how we do. Looking like it's going to take more than one hit on all of these enemies, the Live Oak excluded, because Virtue's so much more powerful than everyone else, particularly when I have Natsmer using her weaker weapon. Okay, so it looks like the flame did a significant amount of damage. You would think that this being the interior of a volcano, the enemies here might be all resistant to flame. That doesn't actually appear to be the case. So if Elodie does get a turn, she's going to be healing herself since she sustained a lot of damage that round, but it didn't end up necessary. And Elodie learned Blizzard. Okay, so now, rather than having Fire and Blizzard, she has 2 instances of Blizzard, which is basically worse and in all circumstances. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but at least I know that the next time she learns an ability, that'll be the one replaced. So now let's open the menu, cast Cure on Elodie once again to take care of that damage she sustained in that fight. But after seeing those enemies, I'm a lot more confident that this is where I'm meant to be right now. I'm not in completely over my head. I just have to be a little bit careful, and I have to be very liberal in my uses of the power of friendship. Those threads are going to save me, so I have to remember that they're there and press X whenever the opportunity presents itself. Because those combo attacks are significantly more powerful than my regular attacks. Alright, and what do we have here inside this excavation site? I have a pure oil. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'm willing to open the menu to look at it. Probably something that cures a status effect from the name. Oh, actually, this appears to be a gift for the Muses, and I'm guessing that that belongs to Uter, being that she is a robot. Being a sort of a tin man, she might be interested in that oil. Let's see, is there anything across this lava worth walking over there for? It doesn't look like there is, so I'll be sticking to the non-lava paths whenever possible. I do, according to the map, though, have to take this lava to get to the exit, it looks like. But before I can do that, I'm confronted with 2 groups of enemies at the same time, including a macrophage. I said when I was fighting those guys that they were probably unique to that area, but I guess I was proven wrong. Even though they're very clearly themed for Kai's body, it looks like you can find them out in the wild as well. These tortoise guys are very threatening looking. So is that raven. That is a buff looking bird. That's like rock hawk there. Alright, so we're gonna put zenith on that. We'll, unfortunately the submachine gun won't do any good here because the two tortoises aren't grouped with one another. But I will put a rocket punch on that tortoise, and we'll leave virtue to go after this hawk there, this raven rather. Let's see how well I'm able to deal with these enemies. Okay, so far, no particularly devastating attacks. Oh, this dissolve is going to be rough though. But still, Elodie's taken 2 attacks from these enemies and she's still standing. So this is, alright, well, 3 was the number to take her out, but my point still stands that these enemies are not as deadly as the ones from that emerged from that chest not long ago. So, unfortunately, we're down Elodie, which means that we no longer have Flame, but I'm going to jam a Link here to make sure I take out this last tortoise with an Earth Slash. Very cool. Oh, actually, that was not the last tortoise. That was still the first tortoise, but one tortoise being the only enemy remaining, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make it through this encounter alive. It's getting very exciting, though, knowing how close I'm coming in some of these encounters. Alright, max HP increase for Zenith, 500 Kiro, and Repsira once again happy with me for my my performance there. Alright, so once again, Elodie's going to bring herself back up to full with a cure. A little bit worried at how low I am on cures. How many potions do I happen to have at the moment? I have 2 potions, a high potion, and an elixir. Okay. Oh, and another potion down here with only 2 uses. Okay. Well, if that ends up not being enough, I can always backtrack to Port Town. It's really not that far, and it's pretty easy to avoid encounters between here and there. Assuming I'm able to make it out of this place when I need to. Alright, so here's some stairs, so let's head up to the 2nd floor of the Submarine Volcano. Pretty sure this was just called the Undersea Volcano in the original, but I do like the name Submarine Volcano. The term submarine is far too often associated with vehicles. People, I think, feel hesitant to use it in other contexts for that reason. We have a strength source. I don't really have a character I need to use this on, but because Natsmer is currently wielding a rocket punch, I'll go ahead and give it to her. But yeah, strength, not the primary statistic my non-robot characters are concerned with. Ooh, that slime was ambitious crossing the lava to get to us like that. We have something called a mystery disease, which I'm guessing is one of the enemies from Kai's body, along with 2 other enemies. We have a Pteranodon, excuse me, and a chameleon, which we've seen before. So yeah, 3 guys usually means I like to spread my attacks out, so let's do that. The chameleon, probably the weakest of these. Actually, maybe the mystery disease is, but anyway, I'm just judging by appearances. I really have no idea. Anyway, that miss was nice. Things seem to be off to a good start here. But what about this toxin? Is that going to poison everybody? Yeah, everyone who was not immune to poison just got poisoned by that toxin. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but in my experience, poison goes away at the end of battle in this game. At least I think that was the case. You know, now that I say it, I'm second-guessing myself. Like I said, it has been a little bit of a hiatus since I played this game previously, so some of the details may have escaped me. But I seem to be doing okay here, so let's just jam through and finish off that chameleon for 396 Kiro. And Yuter happy with me, get a little bit of MP from that. And so what's the poison status? Is everyone doing okay? Yeah, okay, the poison is dissipated like I thought it would at the end of battle. Actually, let's hop back in the menu there, because I think Natsmer needs to be healed, but I'm not going to use a cure spell on here. I'm just going to use up this potion there. And let's carry on, trying to step on as little of the lava as possible. It's a pretty negligible amount of damage, but there's no reason not to minimize the number of steps you take on it, because it does add up. And what do we have in this chest here? It's empty. Okay, well, at least it's not trapped, because then I would have felt foolish for not attempting to detrap it. The thing about that is, see, look, I only have 3 relic power uses left, so if I encounter any excavate sites, I want to be able to excavate. Okay, looks like there's, what is that on the map? This hole here shows up on the map, and I'm not entirely sure why. So after I open this chest, I think I'm going to explore that. But I got a mithril sword, so let's go ahead and see if that's better than a green dragon blade, because if it is, I'm sure Virtue will be excited to have one. How does it compare? Mithril sword. Yeah, okay, that's going to increase Virtue's strength by 6 points, so yeah, I'm all for that. And let's reorder things in there. I'll go ahead and move that one to the top of the list, since I see myself using that quite a lot. And there we go. So yeah, let's investigate this hole, because it has an icon on the map. Oh man, I got into encounter. Okay, I was pressing X, but it wasn't doing anything, so I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that. Anyway, nothing we haven't seen here before. Just a macrophage and a big eyeball. Should be a pretty quick fight. Let's try out the new Mithril Sword. That's a dramatic looking sword. It looks a lot like the Master Sword from the Zelda games, but a much less sexy blade than the Green Dragon Blade, with a much worse name as well. But I'm sure it'll do the job just fine. Only one hit to take out that macrophage? Oh, one hit on each of the enemies. Okay, so maybe that one was not terribly exciting. Anyway, yeah, I'm pressing X on this, but it doesn't appear to be anything despite having an icon on the map. I was worried I would fall into it, but that doesn't seem to be what happens. I see another new icon coming up here next to its excavation site. Maybe that'll shed some light on what the deal is with that hole. And, Oh, whoa. Alright, I see you there, monster. I'm gonna avoid fighting you if I can. But let's go ahead and excavate here while I can. And what do we have inside this chest? We have a high potion. Okay, so that high potion will probably help me get through this dungeon, so I don't mind having it at all. Knowing that I'm already running a little bit low on cure spells makes me happier to find that than I might have been otherwise. Okay, and looks like we've got a big floor on our hands, so I think I'm going to put a pause on this here. But thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you again next time.